Hey guys, I'm Mike Castellani, Director of Mentorship for Baseball IQ. Purpose of this video is to answer some of your FAQs about the program, how it works, what you're going to get out of it. So, biggest question we get asked a lot is, who are the mentors? Who am I going to be working with? And I'll introduce them now. So, going from left to right on the screen here, we have Logan Watkins, who played second base for the Cubs for a couple years, retired from an Achilles injury, and is now one of the youngest professional baseball managers in the country. On the right, we have Cam Opp, who is a second lieutenant in the military. He graduated from West Point and then was able to get out of the military early to pursue a professional baseball career. So one of the few people really in the country that have graduated from West Point and also had a professional baseball career. So really interesting guy there. He's a really fantastic dude. Guy second from the right is Chandler Redmond. He led all of AA in home runs this year, one of the great power hitters. He's in the St. Louis Cardinals organization, touted to be the next guy that's going to come through that program and make it to the bigs. And then the other guy I've left out is Mike Massey, who is the current second baseman for the Kansas City Royals. And he's been sort of, day one working with us to run this mentorship program. So those are the current four mentors we have. If you sign up for the program, basically we pair you up based off of age. So Cam Opp runs the 14, 15, and some of the 16-year-old group. So he's got those three, from your high school freshman up to your high school sophomore / junior. Chandler Redmond takes the middle age group. So he's got those, there's juniors and seniors in high school. So that kind of 17, 18-year-old group. And Logan takes the college age kids. So he's got the 19 and 20-year-old. So that's how we broke it up based off of their personality types. Logan being the most mature and the oldest, he takes the older kids. Cam being the most disciplined and hardworking guy, he takes the younger kids so that he can instill that mindset and work ethic with them. And then Chandler's kind of, those guys that are preparing for college, getting them ready for life as a college ball player. He went to Gardner Webb and was a standout there. So we've got a really good idea of kind of who the best mentors are for different age groups. And then Mike Massey, he is involved in all the groups. So he participates in different group chats, which I'll get into a little bit later. He's on a monthly Zoom call with all our mentees where they can go on there and ask him questions about life as a MLB player. And he's also active in our weekly mentality lesson. So curating content for us, commenting on content, engaging with the players as well. So those are the four guys that your players will have access to. Each will have their own mentor, like I talked about, and then access to everybody in the group chat. So I'll jump right into sort of the first main element of this, which is your team group chat. So when you sign up for the program, you get put into your group me. So this is an example of Team Redmond. So these are the guys that work with Chandler, and he posts content in here every day, sort of motivation, firing the guys up. As you can see, there's a lot of back and forth with mentors and mentees. So this is the mentor, this is the mentee, commenting on different stuff that he posts, talking about their practice plans, talking about getting prepared for college, their biggest fears, the biggest weaknesses, things that they're working on. So we're really trying to create that development community, and I think we've done a good job of that so far. Like I talked about, we have access to everybody in here. So if you want to submit video for us to look at, there's a tab here at the top. If you want to talk to your mentor or anybody on our staff, you just have to click the individual tabs here. So super easy to get in touch with everybody. And it's been really cool to see sort of, the development of these groups and how much interaction's been going on. So in addition to the team chat that you have access to, you also get put into our Baseball IQ content page. So I'll take a look at that right now. Basically what that is we have 3 mentality lessons per week. Okay, so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, either myself or somebody on our staff curates a lesson that is all designed about helping these guys think better, more confidently as an athlete on the field. So to give you 2 examples, on the right, we have a graph of that we mocked up of the pressure and focus grid, where we ask the guys to take a look at this and determine which athlete they want to be, whether you want to be A, B, or C. And so we had a discussion about that where you can see some of the guys chiming in, Mike Massey, chiming in. So these guys are getting to interact and talk with a current big leaguer, which I just think is so amazing as somebody who would have loved that to have that access as a high school player. It's just really cool to see this going on. This is another lesson that from my own career of working with Hudson Haskin, who was a top high school player and used to sit in bullpens with me for 85 pitches straight, just trying to hit 85 consecutive pitches, and just talking about the work ethic and the development that he made over that time. And it's really cool to see, this is a guy in one of our younger groups. This is a guy in one of our younger groups. This is a guy in one of our older groups. So everybody's commenting and engaging with each other. You can see the engagement's really awesome with all this stuff. So those are the lessons that we're providing, 3 of those a week, like I talked about. The results have been incredible. Guys love it. I think there's so many lessons that we as pros have stored in our head, and it's been awesome to get those stories out there in the open to tell the life of a professional baseball player and help these guys understand that, dealing with failure is the biggest skill that you can start working on now, because it's always going to happen. Failure is going to be a part of life. It's going to be a part of baseball moving forward. And so if we can help them just view failure from a different lens, I think that's a really awesome project to work on. So been really happy with the engagement and how this has gone. So one final note about this is you do have access to every player, or every player has access to every coach on staff. So for instance, this is a link in one of the group chats. If you have a hitting question for Trey Hannum, who's one of the most well-respected hitting coaches in the country, you can just type in a question here at any time, and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Same thing goes for pitching. We have former big leaguer Charlie Barnes, who helps out with the pitching side. If you have an infielding question, you can contact current professional second baseman Mike Massey, outfielding specialist, catching specialist, and then I run the recruiting side as well. And so basically, if you have a question or want to set up a meeting, a one-on-one call with any of these guys, all you have to do is DM them. So for instance, we had a call, Charlie Barnes and I had a call with one of our pitchers who's a mentee, and we talked him through how to develop a changeup. We showed him all our grips. We talked about how to throw it. And, you have access to us anytime you need help, really. So that's what I want to make sure that we get through. So yes, you have your own mentor, but you also have access to everybody on staff. And I think that's a really powerful tool. This is a development group, a development network. This isn't just a one-on-one development, process. Like the ability to have 8 to 10 professional athletes in your corner, giving you feedback and advice anytime you need it. It can change lives and it can change careers. And I really, truly stand behind that. So just to break it down, and I'll wrap it up here, but the baseball IQ method is pretty simple. We have 6 sort of main elements that we try to cover. First is your unlimited access to a pro. This is a guy that you had a bad day at the plate, that, you don't want to talk to mom and dad. You don't want to talk about, to coach about your failures. You can hit up your mentor. It's such an amazing thing for mental health. I think that's becoming more in the spotlight nowadays, and especially with young athletes. Like depression in sports is a real thing, and to have somebody in your corner that's gone through the same thing that you're going through, it's incredible. The guys that are, Chandler Redmond, who's playing AA baseball for the Cardinals, is going to have those same days where he strikes out 3 times, and you guys can talk about that. You can connect with that. And again, just learning that failure is a part of life and part of sports is a really awesome skill that we're trying to instill every single day. Weekly mentality lessons, like we talked about, you get 3 of those every single week in your team chat. 2 monthly team Zoom calls. So on the first Sunday and the last Sunday of each month, we have a team call where everybody in your group meets. And, for instance, this Sunday's call is going to be on how to deal with failure. So we have a whole PowerPoint presentation on the 5-step process for dealing with failure. And, each guy will get to comment and engage in that sort of seminar. The last Sunday of the month, we bring in a mental skills coach or a top professional coach to talk to the athletes about just different things. So, the end of this month will be with Dennis Pelfrey, and he's going to talk to them about how to build a sustainable mentality on the field, kind of putting on the superhero cape when you step on the field. Who do you want to develop your character into? All these lessons that all the pros learn, a little bit too late in their lives. We're trying to get these guys to learn it now. So, that transition to college ball, professional ball is so much easier. Free video analysis. Anytime you want us to take a look at something, just submit it through the app, and we'll take care of it. Obviously, no charge there. Once a month, your mentor will reach out to you for a Zoom call, and that's where you get to. He'll have some curated questions that we're going to run through. Just sort of seeing how the mentality is going, seeing how the off season's going, how the games have been going, type thing. So we're going to ask the right questions to make sure that for some of those guys that are a little bit more, inside their own heads, we can get that information out into the open and help them work on it. So really just attacking it from all different angles with sort of the engagement we're trying to make happen here and foster here. And then the final element is the Baseball IQ app, which you get access to for free with Baseball IQ Plus, and that's a training app that we designed. It's the largest content library in baseball with drills, interviews, courses, PDFs, really anything that these guys need. We direct them towards content in the app. So say a kid is struggling with his command, we have a bunch of videos in the app about how to improve command. So again, this is context as well as coaching. We want to make sure these kids have everything they possibly need to succeed. And that's the general gist of it. I think the biggest thing that I'll say is that this program is what you make out of it. So we want really dedicated athletes. The athletes that mom and dad are telling them to do it, they don't last very long. It's the kids that really want to do this for themselves, that understand that this is the best investment you can possibly make for your career. The price is reasonable compared to private lessons, compared to training bats that are out there. You're basically just saying, okay, I'm not going to spend, that money on a new bat. I'm going to put it into the investment of my mentality. And I think that's just a novel way of looking at baseball. I really do think that this is something that every high school athlete can benefit from. Every baseball player can benefit from. And I really hope you guys, you see the value in it too. So that's my spiel on it. Happy to answer any questions you guys have. If you ever need to meet with me one-on-one before you pull the trigger and join the program, my link is in most of the emails to set up demo calls. So happy to help in any way I can. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope to see some of you guys in the program very soon.